the more you can calibrate the lighting to match the things like grass on the field or the tiles, the rocks that make up the tile, the more that you can have wide open doors to market stuff that would support the cause of the team. And every team has like a mission statement, and every business has a thing that they try to buy part of so that they're locally part of it. And so this is all a giant trying synchronicity so you can feel like you're part of the team. It's a whole marketing scheme where the most accurate connections to be as close as like the team colors as possible is what people would want to buy into. And that's why I thought it would be so cool if you had a shirt that said unmatched, because obviously no two shirts are the same because the threading will always be different like a handprint. But the more that you could actually make the shirt say unmatched and have it be like a schematic that's somewhat in an ink design, I'd put a really like special ink. Someone has incorporated in like the detergent where like a place could have a specific kind of it, almost as though, once again, like barriers. The best type of barrier is when there's like a lot of traffic and then you can use it as like a shield, or if there's like really responsible adults and you walk behind them, you know nothing's gonna happen to you. But then the type of ink that would be in the unmatched is like equal to where you live. So like the location of wherever you are, the schematics of rain, and this is something you could have be told at like your local college, because they always have weather technology, and be able to see like the humidity and all this stuff, anything about the weather, and specifically make that a claim to the ink on the shirt that says unmatched, in order to have a cycle where you would wear the shirt a whole bunch and then get used to it, because when you break something in, you're putting your identity stamp on it because your body's always secreting oil. Ostensibly undermining a sentiment is something that someone can spend an entire life trying to achieve. The moment that you accidentally don't know a reason why it's so special to them, it would ostensibly be undermining a sentiment. So something such as a trophy, you know, people try so hard to get one, and then when they do, if it's not that special, meaning the maker can't even tell you how it came about, it's almost as if it didn't mean anything getting it. And so this across the board could come in any shape and size when trophies are just handed out, because the worst thing is when everyone gets a trophy. The sentiment in that case is that they're not worth anything, because by default they're no different, because they're all in the same boat. Something like agriculture is highly valued, and so when they're holding their competitions, it's really meaningful that they know everything they can about it, so they can get the best possible placement. And then when someone else just sees like a Land of Lakes brand who just undermines their entire practice, they would get called out for leaving the barn door open. A spinning image of 2-in-1 would easily be misconstrued as a club versus a cane. But ostensibly, it's the same thing, but just utilized in a different way. A club would be something, a fixture at the bottom as an L. The L shape would be the part of the club that's used to hit something with. Whereas a cane is nothing short of the opposite end, where the L shape is what you would be grasping with your hand. So once again, the 2-for-1 is uncanny when it comes to a cane versus a club. They're virtually the same thing, it's just they're utilized by the dynamic of upside down or right side up. And it would be so bad if you didn't know how the tests of just 2 and 1 and then moving a goalpost could reconcile for just about everything. That's why I'm such an advocate of butter, bro, because it's the opposite of congealing. Whereas anything can be turned into pudding. Well, that's simply what spaghettification's best at. The opposite butter emerges out from the pudding substance is fantastic. A certain design in order for it to coalesce. And I know it's so nuanced to even mention Einstein's name. Whenever someone mentions his name, it's like they're trying to be smart. But it's just kind of funny because I was born in the same area that he got buried in. But anyways, the reason I even brought him up was to undermine him, because he knew that he had been undermined himself. But he was actually an advocate of simplifying, because he knew that his greatest work would ostensibly all break down because it couldn't be simplified enough. We're inside a black hole, it's where they've been stuck ever since. This is why I'm such an advocate of plasma, because it's something, it's so difficult in a peripheral vision, whereas anywhere you look is where the early plasma cooled from. And that's only because time's traveling from the past of that. So that happened first, and then the cooling of it would occur. And so if you put on glasses, that would ostensibly, any glasses is just a telescope. No one quite knows how the singularity is so stable, given the fact that everything about it's spaghettified. They don't know if it's beyond the event horizon, it's doing the spaghettification, or if it's the singularity itself being interacted with that spaghettifies inertly from the sound barrier once again, and the light not being able to be 2 and 1. And that's why he tried simplifying it but couldn't. So that's kind of missed the point for his whole advocation of simplifying, because ever since then it's been a joke where just saying his name is demeaning, because it is initially he was the smartest person alive, and so when you mention his name it's like you're trying to one-up him. But he was an advocate of just trying to have it be simpler than it really was, because he knew that that would be the downfall, and is why everyone's stuck. And then this is exactly how something would be kind of funny if glasses made it seem harder to see, and to check something that was really complex, they would say, let me put on my glasses. The glasses would ostensibly make everything blurrier, but that blurry would allow for a filter called halation. And this is a part of spectroscopy, where it just opens the door to spectroscopy. It's a more complete picture of a spectroscopy, because now you're inducing heat signature. And it's just like the sidewalks is supposed to be safe, but the nuance is when the driveway is part of the sidewalk, well, the car is ostensibly allowed to go on it. Arena, the whole facade. When I can't get over the fast life, where people would sign up to live in the city. The stigma of a city slicker is that you're going and living inside of the city to spend your whole life there. And ostensibly it's the fast life, because the nightlife is most prevalent in cities. And so I can't get over the stigma of a city slicker, where they go there just in order to be there for the entire life. And what would it take to put the cloud on a child's phone, or to ask the best electrician why could it be put on? And if not, why? I noticed my gym had a light in it that was a special UV light, and I know that every gym has a certain rank. Is like sweaty gym socks, you can't get past it. So with however unique that is, it could change in season. However, every gym has their own rank. Not like rank in something great, but rank as in rank stank.